Hey everyone, it's Lauren, aka the Love Angel, just tuning in for a really quick moment. And I've been really diving deep into myself and on my own self-love meditations, and just noticing how good I feel when I resource myself and I reach from deep within, and how that allows me to stay out of victim consciousness. And victim consciousness is super subtle. It could be any time that, hi everyone, anytime that you subtly complain like, oh, that person cut me off, or oh, I don't like the food on my plate, it's just kind of lame, or oh, it's too hot. Just kind of anytime we subtly lower our vibration and we kind of blame our inner state on outer circumstances that either are in our control or out of our control. But what is in our control is how we respond to our outer circumstance. And this doesn't mean that you are to blame for anything that happens to you. It's not about that. It's about taking full responsibility about how to move forward, how to heal, and how to respond in the most loving, compassionate way. And this is all for the goal of using relationship as a catalyst to spiritual enlightenment. And that's really the foundation of my work, is how do I evolve into the most beautiful, compassionate, patient being in relationship, because that's where all of our triggers come up. Hi Amber. So if you can kind of identify with that as, having a trigger and sometimes being like, that person did that to me and now I feel this way and it's his or her fault. Or anytime that we blame someone for our inner state, and I'm maybe not talking about extreme physical abuse here. Let's just say physical abuse is on another level that I'm not going to address right now. But anytime you just say, he did not show up for me, what that does is it creates a belief around a circumstance. And then your mind is going to create all of the reasons why that's true, even if it's not true. And so the work of Byron Katie, her work is literally called The Work, it's based around simple questions around a truth that you may have. So it could be a truth like, he doesn't show up for me in the way that I want, or she doesn't show up for me and speak to me kindly all the time. And so what she does is have you ask a simple question. Well, is it true? Does he not show up for you? And you just might be like, yeah, he doesn't. And then the second question is it always true? Is it really, really, really true? And then usually when you dissect a belief, you go, well, actually, sometimes he does show up for me and it's really nice. And then she does something really interesting, and she asks you to turn around the belief. So then you would turn it around and say, he does show up for me. And then you would find all the circumstances in which he does show up. Or you might say, I don't show up for me. And how true is that? And you actually might find the reverse statement turned in on yourself, like, I'm not showing up for myself, might be more true than him not showing up for you, or her not showing up for you if you're a male, whatever relationship dynamic you're in. So really turning around any negative belief so you can get out of the victim consciousness. And usually when we are pointing our finger at someone else for a deep pain that we have inside, deep trauma, is actually an inner voice, an inner child that's asking for more of our own love and compassion and attention. So if it's, he doesn't love me, it's, I don't love me. I don't love all parts of myself, because that part, if it was fully healed and loved, it wouldn't be experiencing an unloving situation. So really, every time we're pointing the finger at someone, more often than not, we're pointing the finger deeply at ourselves. And it's completely subconscious. It's not in our conscious awareness. Everyone does it. No one is special here. We're all kind of culprits of this. So next time that you find that you're in victim consciousness, see if you can turn it around and see, wow, how can I take a deep breath and be a deeper resource for myself? How can I resource my own energy so that I'm bubbling forth. Because here's the really big key with victim consciousness is you cannot be a victim and be in relationship and running source energy. It's impossible. So, hi James. So the main remedy to get out of victim consciousness, and again, it's super subtle. It could be just a slight, minute drop in your vibration throughout the day, blaming an outside circumstance for the way that you feel, is to deeply resource yourself. And so the way that you can do that is to ground. And that's the first step, is address your physical body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. Thanks for the love, Crystal. And so you can do that by literally sitting on the earth and feeling the four corners, so to speak, of your spinal column hitting the ground, and tap into as many sensations as you can. So feel the grass beneath you or whatever you're sitting on. Feel whatever openness you have or any contraction you have in your body. So just really grounding. And once you feel resourced with the earth and with the ground, you're going to align your spine with fluidity. So that's literally feeling your whole spinal column from the root to the crown, and see if you can get some kind of fluidity flowing through your whole spine. And the meditation here is make your spine, thank you, James, make your spine like a poppy flower stem, or like a flower stem that's long and fluid and reaching for the light of the sun and also tapped into the earth. And so once you've grounded and aligned your spine, is you open your mouth to breath, into oceanic breath, like you're receiving breath from the ocean, like the waves. So you inhale deeply and exhale and give your breath back to the ocean. And inhale deeply and exhale, giving your breath back to the ocean. And just running a few breaths like that. And you could do this for days or hours or minutes, definitely every day, just so you get grounded in your own resourcing, so that we don't go into these really subtle blaming our circumstance on any kind of outside thing. And then once you are breathing and grounded, you open your heart to joy. So it could be like feeling two love songbirds, like tweeting and singing in your heart. And so opening up yourself to God's creation and praising God's creation. So that's the feeling of gratitude and joy and praise, like being grateful for being alive. That will shift you right out of victim consciousness. And then the last step is to source yourself fully, or merge with source, to get yourself out of victim consciousness, because that brings you right out. So that one is deeply personal. That step is really personal and can't really be described. So whatever your spiritual practice is, merging with the Devi, merging with Christ, merging with spirit or soul, whatever that last step is for you to get in full alignment. And that way you're fully taking responsibility for yourself. You're sourcing love from the inside, and there's really no way to blame anyone else for your experience, and you're taking full empowerment into yourself. So those are the steps to fully resourcing and getting in touch with consciousness and alignment, so that you create a new pattern in your life. And then from there, you can create pretty much whatever you want, but creating a healthy foundation for a thriving relationship. So thank you so much for tuning in. You can just rewatch from the beginning if you didn't catch this, and feel free to share. Hit me up on social media. You can send me a private message. I'd love to chat more with you.